Welcome back, episode number 45, Michael Jordan episode, man. No Cap Sports Podcast. So you know what, man? Let's just get right into it. Josh, hit us with that 5G.
Appreciate you. First things first, I ain't even mentioned to it, y'all, pre-show, whatever, but Dumber and Dumber 2 dropped, obviously, Beyond Dolph Key Glock. Some say the hottest duo in rap. Like, once I said it out loud, I really don't have anybody in mind, like, just a duo that just compete with them. Y'all help me out right now.
I mean, like, I feel like they're the most consistent duo in terms of dropping music. You got to think there's been, like, numerous duos that just, kind of fell off. You think about Baby and Gunna, Thug and Future, all these duos, but they don't. But, they just don't consistently drop music like Dolph and Glock do.
I guess we'll get in the crown by default. But have y'all, either one of y'all actually heard it? Any of them?
I haven't listened to the whole tape, but I listened to a few songs off of it.
I actually listened to the whole tape, but I don't remember. Let me see if I downloaded any of the songs. I actually downloaded 4 songs, bro. So okay. I guess
4 out of 20. I mean, It's okay. Honestly, I'm not really the biggest fan of it myself. The Penguin and the Aspen, those are the two really that I downloaded. Glock hasn't really improved as much as I would like him to, honestly. So, I mean, it is what it is.
You know a song that did come out that I did like though? It's called Appa Stoppa by YBM Namir. Yeah.
You so canceled for that. You so
nah,
canceled.
Bro, it's kind of catchy.
You so canceled.
Like, why you canceled though?
Thanks, bro.
It's catchy, like you said. It's got a nice little hook, bro.
YBN, sorry. The video even worse. It's not good vibes, bro.
When he popped out with rubbing off the paint, you want vibing with him?
Oh no, rubbing off the paint was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't switch up, bro. I'm saying.
Man, a hater.
He fell off.
Certified.
I don't think he ever was on. Is the bigger question, but hey, it's we got Moneybagg and Future, the duo we did not know we needed. Obviously, this is Moneybagg's second single of 2021. So I know y'all heard this one because it was a big build up. He dropped on Instagram. The way Nick looking, I don't think he heard it, but have you?
No, I added it to my library. I just ain't listened to it yet.
Vance, have you heard it?
Bro, I actually forgot to listen to it. I can't lie to you.
That's the same thing.
I pre-downloaded it, but I just forgot to go back and look at it.
Like, no cap, bro. Like, I listened to the Raw Wave tape, and I just keep listening to it. Like, I haven't listened to any other music other than Coiler Ray that dropped that same day.
How many downloads you got on the Raw Wave? Or is it just the whole mix?
Oh, the whole tape.
I feel you. I haven't actually. That's the one I haven't got around to yet, honestly. So, I heard Soulfly. I see he has a Polo G feature on here, so I automatically just downloaded that one right now. So, but give me a Nick Hayes banger. Give me one that don't got a star by it.
One that don't got a star.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, just about all of them got stars.
What's love?
I'm gonna say How the Game Go, and What's Love was hard too.
Okay, that's 2 in the right. That's 2 right in the middle. Okay, so I give y'all respect. I can y'all automatic downloads based off y'all opinion too. But okay. And then the last thing I'm gonna cover, Big Scar, 1017, arguably the best member by some on this panel. Dropping his debut project. He's been releasing singles. He hasn't really been rapping that long. So honestly, I'm pretty excited about that. But how do y'all feel about it?
I'm ready for a Big Scar tape. That just means Big 30 got to be coming soon too. So
really, that's honestly the next. That's a good jump, Nick. Because that's really the next question. How about you, Vance?
Ooh, yeah, I can't, bro. I love 1017, bro. The hardest out right now, so I'm hyped for it.
Nah, for sure. Would you like to see like a whole bunch of features, or would you like to see a whole bunch of stuff with him by himself? He gonna have some stuff with. He gonna have a lot. He is gonna have a lot of features, but I will. Are y'all more interested to see just the stuff that he's gonna have by himself, or y'all gonna look for like the features?
By itself. I need to by itself because you think Frozone, End Zone, those his 2 best songs by far, and it's just him.
I usually don't. I can't do
Red Zone coming out soon, bro. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry, bro.
I was just about to like, I have heard that one, but it's okay. It's Jordan ain't every shot, baby. But I hate to agree with Nick. I usually don't. I try to do it on principle, but he's right on this one. I do want to see the stuff that Scar got with himself. Named actually the 2 best examples. 1017. They're always. He's been on the So Isotapes, things like that. But I do want to see how he can hold his own album, and this will be his jump from Hanger On to potential platinum album. artist or whatever. So I see we got another star in the making.
So we just passed the NBA trade deadline, and with that, we also passed the buyout market. So what we finna do for you guys is we got 10 teams right here. We're gonna go through each team, look at their actions over the deadline, give them a pass fail. And so we finna jump right into it, starting out with Orlando. So Orlando, they had a major fire sale at the trade deadline, shipping off essentially their big three in Vucevic, Fournier, Aaron Gordon. However, they brought back a lot of young talent, and they have a nice young core to build around for the next couple of years. In the deals, they brought back R.J. Hampton, Wendell Carter, Gary Harris, and Otto Porter. And that's to combine with a young core that consists of Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac, and Mo Bamba. So Orlando Magic, pass fail.
I got to give the Magic a fail because they give away, in my opinion, their two best players. I mean, Vucevic is an all-star, and then I feel like Aaron Gordon in the right situation. I mean, we see the athleticism he has, but he also brings defense, defense, playmaking, things like that. It just in that backcourt. I see him. I think with the Nuggets playing off Jokic, doing all the things that Jokic is a better defensive player now, but doing the things that allow him to focus more on offense. I mean, that could make him all-star, in my opinion. He could be just a souped-up version of Paul Millsap. So, I mean, you named some good pieces for Orlando, but I'm still give them a fail. They gave away their two best players.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna give them a pass just for the fact of, all right, they know they're not gonna win no time soon in the next 5 years, but now this gives them time to find the right pieces for the backcourt of their future. You think about Markelle Fultz, he's 22. Cole Anthony, he's 20. They just got R.J. Hampton. He's not even 20. He's still 19. He's supposed to be playing for Memphis right now. So it's just now you got time, to give them chances to develop. So when they're 25, 26, about to enter that max contract, you can figure out which players you want to give to, and then they can contend then.
I'm going to agree with you, Vance, on the same tip. Because you look at that core three, they had been together since 2014, and they only have one playoff appearance to show for it. So I think they made the right move in blowing that core up, a core that's been together for 6 years with one playoff appearance. Let me say that again. So by blowing it up, you bring in a lot of young talent, and there's some potential to turn the tide around in Orlando and perhaps build a contender in the East, at least. Not saying a championship contender, but a team that's a perennial playoff team.
Let me ask you this, Nick. I mean, you trade away what I see as your two best players, both bigs. Honestly, I feel like you just switched the problem because it was Bamba, Isaac, Vucevic, that Gordon. You just switched your problem from a big problem to a guard problem. Yeah, Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, R.J. Hampton, Markelle Fultz. I mean, that's four guys that think they're supposed to be starting right there. So
but you rather have an embarrassment of riches than just be in the middle of the pack. Because now, even if you are sorry now, you're gonna have a high draft pick. And these young guys that's coming in this year, next year, and the year, you want top 5 pick in these upcoming drafts.
Yeah, especially this year. Orlando is out of the playoff picture. They're gonna have a lottery pick this year. And then looking at it, bro, guards, you can always. The NBA is becoming positionless, bro. When you have more guards, that's better for your team because you got to think about it. These aren't just guards. I would say Cole Anthony fits more of that just guard category. But these are guys that you can play up and down your lineup. You look at Gary Harris, look at R.J. Hampton, you look at Fultz. These are some guys with some size that you can play anywhere from 1 to 3 in reality.
Nick, stop saying Gary Harris, bro. He sucks.
Bro. You didn't even name a guy that's taller than 6'4". I mean, I understand you have. I mean, Gary Harris, he was good 2 years ago. Markelle Fultz was the number 1 pick. R.J. Hampton he looked good in AAU. I mean, he looked okay for the Nuggets, but like last time he's played big minutes. So, you're honestly, I feel like you're naming a lot of the same players.
I'm just saying there's a lot of potential in this group. Markelle Fultz looked like he's just having a bounce back year in the bubble, and at the beginning of this season before he tore his ACL, he was looking really good, becoming an effective slasher, and getting his shooting percentages up. You look at R.J. Hampton, like guy with a lot of athletic upside. I think he presents the same thing. And Cole Anthony took over that starting job in Orlando as a rookie and played phenomenally. Even though he's out right now, he's going to come back even better. So like I said, this is an embarrassment of riches, and I think Orlando will be okay in the future moving on. And so moving on, next team I want to look at is a team that benefited from Orlando's fire sale, and that's Chicago. They added Vucevic. They also acquired Daniel Tice from the Celtics. So, pass fail.
Wait, they got Tice?
Yes.
I ain't hear about this. Who they had to give up for him?
I think it was just a pick or some cash considerations. It was
What?
nothing.
Hey, hold on. Hey, I'm liking it. I can't lie to you, bro. Because would you get a arguably a top 5 center in Vucevic. You still got one of the best upcoming backcourts in Kobe White and Zach LaVine. You still got Lauri Markkanen. Now you got Daniel Tice as a 6th man. With you just got a top 5 pick. I'm not a fan of Patrick Williams, but he's still a top 5 pick. So I mean, I think that puts them in the second tier with like Boston. I think that puts them on the same level as them.
Yeah, I agree with that, bro. You're looking at a Chicago team that's currently number 8 in the East. I feel like these moves push them to be prepared for a playoff run. You look at Vucevic, like you said, top 5 center in the league. You pair him with what Zach LaVine has been doing this year, a 20-plus point per game score, and you've got something special cooking up in Chicago. I got to be honest.
Man, I definitely give them a pass. I hope. I mean, I don't hope it gets anything, but I think they hope that Wendell Carter doesn't turn out to be, outstandingly a 20 and 10 double guy. Which
I mean, you say that, but that's a guy that fell out of the rotation in Chicago anyway.
That's what I was just about to say. He wasn't, looking like it, so I don't think there's a good chance of that. But yeah, Zach LaVine, Vucevic. I mean, I wouldn't put them up there with Boston, but a notch below. I mean, I'm down for it.
So next thing we're going to look at, a team that's also a beneficiary of this move, is the Denver Nuggets. So they receive Aaron Gordon, and he seems to, kind of fill the hole left by Jeremy Grant. But I'm going to start this one off. I think this is a fail for Denver. You give up Gary Harris, just he hasn't been playing well. You give up a young player in RJ Hampton, who I think could have been a key piece to the Nuggets moving forward. And I think by acquiring Aaron Gordon, you create much more of a logjam in the front court. I think you still got Michael Porter. We haven't seen much of Baugh, Paul Millsap, Jokic. I just think it creates a logjam in that front court, and it restricts the opportunities for the young guys that the Nuggets currently have on their roster. And you also got to think they got to pay Aaron Gordon too.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, how much they got left on Paul Millsap's contract? Honestly, that's the big question right there. But I think that, like you said, I just think he fits perfectly where Jeremy Grant left. I don't think he'll be, I don't think he'll be playmaking and doing all the shot creation that he's doing in Detroit right now. But he wasn't doing all that where he was different anyways. So honestly, I like
Jeremy Grant was an important piece to that Nuggets bubble team, bro.
But he's averaging 22 a game now.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. He wasn't doing step back threes off the dribble he wasn't taking a lot of.
He was doing LeBron in the playoffs.
Exactly. He was forward to that team, bro.
Hey, I put it was a bucket, bro. But going off of that, I'm gonna have to give it a pass, bro. I like it's a win now, bro. They took the Lakers to fight. I think Aaron Gordon, he might get them to 6 against May. He might go off, but to replace that void, they're in win now mode. They don't need Gary Harris. Gary Harris did nothing for them in the bubble. RJ Hampton, they don't need RJ. He's for the future. That's nice and all, but they're trying to win right now. They got a Joker. They got a top 10 point guard in Murray. They try to ride. Got MPJ. He's on the rise. He's playing good. That's a great move.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I would say I would rather have Gary Harris over Will Barton, but that's just personally.
Cap.
So, you want to be for real?
Memphis too. You crazy, bro.
Hold on.
I mean, who's been starting? So you know more than Mike.
I'm just saying, Will Barton kind of been shooting terrible. Last night versus the Hawks, bro. Will Barton 5 for 13, 12 points.
So.
That's been the story of his season so far. I'm just gonna leave that out there.
Yeah, but he's still better than Gary Harris.
He's a fifth. I mean, he's better than Gary Harris.
If Dylan Brooks do that every night for the Grizzlies, and people don't complain anymore.
I do. Next thing we got is Miami. They were able to turn very little into something. You look at they pick up Trevor Ariza, Victor Oladipo, and they add Bielitsa. That's 3 guys who can come in and contribute for that team. And all they had to give up was Kelly Olynyk.
Who was the third dude? You said Oladipo and who?
Bielitsa, the shooter from Sacramento.
Oh.
Number 88.
Oh.
So all Miami had to give up, the only rotation player they lost was Kelly Olynyk. The other players they gave up, Mo Harkless, Avery Bradley, and Chris Silva, and Myers Leonard, they combined for 32 total appearances on the season.
I was about to say, didn't know 3 of those guys played for the Myers Leonard's races, so
Pass fail, Miami Heat.
I'm gonna have to give them a pass. I don't even, like you said, I really didn't know the specifics of the Oladipo trade, but I've seen Bill Lisa in Sacramento, and honestly, he looks like an upgrade over Kelly Olynyk. So you get Ariza, who's I didn't know he was been traded that much. He's 35 now, but he still gives you, some positional values and defense when you need it. I don't know about Oladipo long term, especially if a hero starts to shoot it better, but you're getting a 2-time All-Star for basically nothing. So yeah, big pass.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give them a pass, bro. They got even better compared to last season. Like at this point, you're gonna have probably Kendrick Nunn as the 15th person on the bench, bro. Now you know how good of a team you got to be. Like Kendrick Nunn will probably be a starter for about half of the teams in the NBA, bro. And so just they're getting better. Trevor Ariza, he getting tossed around like a girl at the. Never mind. But anyways, bro, I like what I'm seeing from Miami Heat, bro. I think they right there. They right there with Philly and Brooklyn. Yeah, they the top 3 teams in the East.
Yeah, I think with this move, they move into that top 3 category. You add more scoring with Oladipo and Bjelica, and you bring in Trevor Ariza, so that way you don't have Jimmy Butler, hunched over on the sidelines anymore from exhaustion, from guarding the opposing team's best player and carrying the offensive load for Miami. So I think this move really puts, Miami in that upper echelon of Eastern teams.
They got a baby death lineup. I just thought about it. You throw out Bam, Trevor Ariza, Jimmy Butler, Oladipo. Who's going on there, really?
Exactly, bro.
Anthony Davis.
I'm glad you say that, Vance, because the next team we're going to talk about is the Los Angeles Lakers. They weren't as active as I expected them to be at the deadline, but they bring in Andre Drummond. So do you call this move pass or fail for the Lakers?
The move as a whole, that's a pass. But the move to not get rid of Wesley Matthews, that's a fail.
So tough on this man. I mean, you add a guy that had a 30-20 game this year, Andre Drummond. I mean, hopefully he's going to be a souped-up version of what Dwight and JaVale were providing the last 2 playoff runs. Hopefully they'll get his post-ups down. To 0, honestly, because anytime I see him backing down, I just click away. But to me, he's not. Is he 30 yet? Is Andre Drummond 30 yet?
I think he right there, 28, 29, 30. He in that range. He younger than Curry.
Youngish big man. He's still got some years left. He has been producing for Cleveland this year. He's averaging almost what? He's been one of the game's best rebounders. So off a buyout. So you're winning. Pass for me.
So this is a conditional fail for me. You bring in Andre Drummond. Which is nice, cool. 17 and 13 guy, bro. But there was a player better than Andre Drummond available, who I think would have fit much better with the Lakers. He was also on the buyout market. Gorgie Jang from the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm finna keep it a stack with y'all, bro. Yes. Andre Drummond looks nice in the box score, 17, 13, and 2. But for one, he constricts the floor mightily. He provides very little in terms of pick and roll defense. And he's just an overall minus player in terms of plus minus. So I think bringing in Gorgie Jang would have been a much better move for the Lakers, would have been a much better fit. But hey, y'all got y'all's guy, which is still a good thing for the Lakers. I just think it's a conditional fail because Gorgie.
Hey, can you repeat this sentence real quick for me so we can make sure it get posted on Twitter, bro?
Yeah.
Gorgie Jang is better than Andre Drummond.
Gorgie Jang is better than Andre Drummond.
What?
Last team I want to talk about, y'all, the Houston Rockets. So just overall, from when they had James Harden and Russell Westbrook to now, pass fail, Houston Rockets.
Man, he had that grown man in public crying, man. That's, I don't know. I know it's definitely a fail, but it's just sad. Like, you in the NBA, what was it, 20 games in a row?
Yes.
John Wall looks like, it's just bad to get essentially nothing that nobody wants with James Harden.
Yeah, going off of that, Josh. For Russell Westbrook and James Harden, the Houston Rockets receive John Wall, Kelly Olynyk, Avery Bradley, 5 likely non-lottery first-round picks, and 5 pick swaps that they probably won't get.
Unlikely lottery pick, so they're not
Yeah.
gonna be in a lottery. Hey. Reggie Bush, I had to say.
Ooh, hey, bro. If I'm John Wall, that make me want to go back to game banging, bro. Because it's kind of 20 games in a row. Like, bro, you know how bad you got to be to lose 20 games in a row?
They made a grown man cry in public. Come on now.
I ain't. That's like Charlotte Hornets bad, bro. Like when they had Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, that's that bad. Like John Wall is light years better than Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, bro. And for you not to be able to win 20 games, Suru. That's all I'm gonna say.
And so, last part of this segment, just quick thoughts. Better starting 5: Schroeder, KCP, LeBron, AD, and Drummond, or Kyrie, Harden, Joe Harris, Aldridge, Jordan, and KD.
Any lineup without Wesley Matthews, give me the Lakers, bro.
That is tough. Give me Brooklyn because I feel like an outsider today.
Give me Brooklyn too, man.
Okay.
Mid-range God? Come on now.
Yeah, all right, bro.
Come on now.
All right, big shout out to the Memphis Tigers, man. You know, winning the not invited tournament. But my first question to you guys is, what are your initial thoughts?
Man, I think this is a win. It's not the win the Tigers program wanted, but it's the win they needed. Because not only did they win the NIT, they won it very convincingly, winning every game by double digits except that 59-56 victory over Boise State. And I think this win kind of goes to validate Penny as a head coach because, you know, we all live in the city. We've all heard the question, like, is Penny really a good coach or is he just bringing good talent in here? So I think this win throughout the tournament validates Penny as a head coach. And I think it puts the program and the AAC on the map as you look at Houston currently in the Sweet 16 Elite 8. So
I wouldn't go so far to say that it validates Penny as a good coach, just because I think that we have 2 years really of testimony to that. You know, with the defense that he's installed and the defense that they've been playing and the talent he's brought in, but also the system and the different, you know, concerns about offense not working and different adjustments that's been made. But I mean, it's bittersweet still. To be honest, it's the NIT, and I feel like that Memphis can beat a lot of teams that. So I feel like definitely Memphis took care of business in a sense in the NIT, and DJ put it best when he said there's going to be momentum for the next season. But I still just think that people are still ready to really see this thing in gear.
Yeah, bro. I can't lie to you, bro. I've been spoiled. Well, we've been spoiled our whole life by the Memphis Tigers. Well, by Coach Cal in particular. But like, they went on that run, 2 straight Elite Eights, then a Final Four. Then the year after the Final Four, you get Tyreek Evans. Then the year after that, you're supposed to get John Wall, but that's when Calipari left. It's just, you know, you being spoiled. You know, NIT is nice, but I think people want better things. But I hate to be that woulda, coulda, shoulda guy, but I'm going to ask you guys 2 questions. If the Tigers would have made the NCAA tournament this year, how far would they have gotten?
To be honest, I really think it depends on what region they win in. Because you look at that Midwest region yet again that we've been talking about, you know, all them upsets going on down there. I feel like this is a team that could have made it past the first round, depending on their matchup. But I think it would have been hard for them to get out the second round because you look at this Tigers team. Yes, they play good defense, but oftentimes they have trouble on the offensive side of the ball scoring. And I think without Alo playing, it would have really hurt that Tigers team if they made the NCAA tournament.
I mean, I definitely understand. I'm going to definitely second that. You know, Alo really the maestro for this team, the floor general. And, I mean, he got on the floor at the end of the NIT, but it just would have been interesting to see how far they would have had to have got in the actual tournament for him to be able to play. But, I mean, it just hurts. You see, like, a lot of the team, Oregon State, like I said, just a lot of the upsets that's going on. would it look crazy to see Memphis as an 8 seed in the Elite Eight right now?
No,
That's what I'm saying. Just
very possible.
Because this is a team that hung with Houston, and they've made it there. So.
Without A-Lo.
Exactly.
So Memphis definitely should have made that because we the game Houston done played in what months?
Yeah.
And so my last question that's a woulda, coulda, shoulda scenario with Jalen Green, the Tigers would have.
With Jalen, well, I know we talked
playing.
I know we talked about this last week, but I feel like young freshmen didn't really have an impact this year on college basketball, especially come tournament time. Like we saw Cade Cunningham, second round bounced. The Dukes, the Kentuckys, they didn't even make the tournament this year. So I feel like Jalen Green would have been nice, would have added some highlights, but I feel like he wouldn't have mattered that much come tournament time. Even though he has looked amazing in the G League bubble, I will say that.
Oh, you sleep.
I mean, I understand what he's saying, but I still gotta disagree. There aren't doing as well in the tournament in the regular season in general. Evan Mobley, he showed scouts what he needed to, but he didn't wow anybody, I don't think, against Oregon. But I mean, there's some freshmen and there's 5-star guys, like a Jalen Suggs, like a Cade Cunningham, you put Jalen Green, somebody like that talent on this Memphis team, when the main thing that a lot of people were saying that was missing was offensive efficiency and scoring. That's a 2 seed right there. That's a run through the AAC. You beat Houston twice. Yeah, but like you said, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
That's it. That's interesting. I know you said something about freshmen not having enough star power to carry the teams through the NCAA tournament. But Arkansas has a freshman that's carrying. Gonzaga, I mean, they have a team, but they got a superstar freshman. USC has a superstar freshman. Arkansas, superstar freshman. Only teams that don't really just have one is Houston. They got the veteran talent. Who else is on Houston's? Who is Houston playing? Oregon State. They got veteran talent. So what is that? 3 teams out of 5. 3 teams out of 8 doesn't have the freshman talent. So my last question.
I want to throw something out there. Like, you look at the teams that do have freshman talent. You look at Jalen Suggs. Look at the guys he's playing with, Drew Timme and
Cody Kispert.
You know, those are 2 guys who have played, at least 2 seasons of college basketball already. You look at Evan Mobley. You look at the game when they played against Oregon. The guy who really went off was number 5, and he's a grad transfer senior. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at and then you look at the other side. You look at Arkansas, Michael Moody.
Moses Moody.
Yeah, Moses Moody. You look at Moses Moody. Yes, newcomer of the year in the SEC, all of that. But you watch Arkansas's game. The guy who really stands out is number 11, Tate, grad transfer senior, guy who really puts the team on his shoulders and gets everything going. And yet again, Arkansas is a team that has a lot of veteran talent. And basically what I'm trying to say is just, yes, you can have freshman talent, but freshman talent alone can't win you games. You have to bring it into a system with players who have been established to have success in this year's NCAA tournament.
Breaking news, as we're recording, Damian Baugh, DJ Jeffries, and Boogie Ellis have all announced that they're the transfer portal. Any initial thoughts?
Well, initially, DJ, that's just a guy that I never thought would transfer. He played with Penny in high school. He played for Penny in high school, came to Memphis. He's a local kid. So I just kind of saw him becoming like that next hometown hero. And I was just kind of shocked when he transferred. But what I will say, even though we lose 3 guys, I feel like Penny will have no problem replacing them through recruiting, because just as these guys enter the transfer portal, Penny has an acumen for going into the portal and getting guys. You look at Landers Nolley, DeAndre Williams, guys that he brought to the Memphis program this year. And you also look at what he was able to do with Boogie and getting them to decommit from Duke and come to Memphis. So even though this hurts us, these are guys we've come to, love and appreciate as part of this Memphis team. I think Penny will have no problem getting reciprocal talent back.
Yeah, I'm gonna decide with you, Nick. DJ is definitely somebody that surprised me. I feel like from the 2019 recruit class, he would probably have been the last one to leave. You would expect to leave, honestly. But we can all say that he has been fairly disappointing through his first 2 years as a freshman and sophomore. just hasn't really lived up to the billing that a lot of us expected on him. You know, like you said, the hometown hero, carry the program, and that just hasn't been. He hasn't shot like that. He hasn't performed like that. So hopefully he can go somewhere and either regain his rhythm or get that billing that he's looking for, or just find a better fit in general. I know it can be a lot of pressure. We both know DJ personally. I know that he's been he's from Holly Springs, but it's the same area. So it's been a lot of pressure on him for a long time. So hopefully he can go somewhere out of Memphis, out of the Mid-South, honestly, and find, regain that love and regain that joy that he had. So.
Man, first of all, he has no business going anywhere, bro. He got all the shots that he wanted to get off this past season. Well, I mean, how many shot attempts you think he averaged this past season? At least 10, probably. I don't have it right in front of me, but he was probably got the second most shot attempts out of everybody. Now, Boogie, I will understand. As soon as he shot one bad shot, Penny will pull him. He probably wants to go to a place where he can have the green light whenever, and he can shoot as much as he wants. He doesn't want to share the ball. Now, Damian Baugh, he probably needs to go to maybe a smaller mid-major, maybe like UAB, somewhere like that, Conference USA. But just like they're all replaceable, because I think the way they play defense, I think that's the big thing. I feel like they can bring people in to go into that unit and then just keep it going, and then you just need more efficiency. It's not like you're losing efficiency. They all started playing better at the end of the season, but that was a team as a whole. So I think that it's definitely replaceable. We're gonna miss them, bro.
The one I would be most worried about would be Boogie, just because he had so much on the ball responsibility after A-Lo got hurt. And he developed at the end of the year. He had 27 in the championship game. He had a really big game the first game versus Houston. So you would just hate to see him go somewhere and average 20 a game and be first team all conference.
I mean, probably will. That's the nature of the transfer portal, bro.
Yeah, and I was really shocked to see him transfer, especially the way he played throughout the NIT. I don't know exactly what he averaged, but I know it was close to somewhere around 20 points, because he was really the focal point of that Memphis offense throughout the NIT and through the end of the season. So I was really surprised to see him leave.
All right, do you think that's all the moves it is for Memphis this year?
I feel like they would have left, honestly, or they would have announced in this first wave. I feel like it would be not difficult, but it wouldn't make as much sense.
I feel like a guy like Musa is definitely probably going to test those NBA draft waters, just, because he came in highly touted recruit, suspected to be a one-and-done guy. So I would suspect him to test those NBA waters, but I'm not sure if that'll actually amount to anything or not.
Is Chet Holmgren coming to Memphis?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, that would turn the program up so much, but I don't know.
If you go to Gonzaga, Mark Few he's really gonna have a powerhouse. Jalen Green was number one. He was a 5-star regardless, and Chet Holmgren, he'll be the number one player, and he's supposed to go to Gonzaga. So,
Well, great intro into what we're about to talk about next. So, what you got about the Final Four?
Looking at it, we down to 4 teams. Gonzaga, of course, as Vance just mentioned, UCLA, Baylor, and Houston. So looking at this, let's just talk about each team's journey to this point. Like, who is a team that you really liked throughout the tournament and has really impressed you throughout the tournament?
I can definitely say Baylor. I know that after they had a long COVID break during the middle. I think it was either right before their conference season started or right after. But they had a really long COVID break, and they hadn't really looked like the same team, even going into the conference championship versus Kane Cunningham. But Davion Mitchell, Jared Butler, Maceo T, you had 3 guys like that can get their own shot, don't even need a screen, which is rare in college. You had 3 guys like that transfer in and become upperclassmen, become NBA prospects. That's a pretty special. So, and not to dig on Houston, but I will. They haven't had the easiest road to get to the Final Four either. So they battle tested, and they got guards. I honestly feel like guards rule college basketball.
Houston hasn't had the easiest road. That's cap. That's big.
I said, what you mean? I said has.
Oh, I'm about to say
they haven't had the easiest road, unlike Houston. Maybe I did.
Okay. I'm about to say.
I really don't like Houston, bro. Like, I was watching the game against Oregon State, bro. And Oregon State cut the lead, got all the way back to within, I want to say, 1 possession, bro. And I swear to God, there were possessions where Houston had 3-4 offensive rebounds, bro. Like this isn't a good team. All they do is grit, grind, and get offensive
Yeah,
rebounds.
this is
And
not
it's
like
not
you
really
said,
anything meaningful, bro.
it's not a fun team to watch. It's like a lot of Whitehaven Tigers special. They're gonna win, but it's not gonna be pretty. They're gonna, defend really well. They're gonna get on the offensive glass. So I don't like watching Houston either. I know it might seem a little biased considering that we can become to be Memphis fans or Memphis loyalists or whatever. But at the end of the day, nobody really wanted to see Houston in the Final Four, I think, personally, outside of Texas, outside of Houston.
So. Yeah, bro. Jerome, he need to get a fresh perm for the final.
Bro, no.
Like Rick James.
Bro, talking about Jerome, bro, his whole head isn't even braided, bro. It's just the back, bro. That really bothers me, bro. Like, you don't understand. Like, he has a fro in the front.
Yes, like
braids in the back.
Straight. Bro. Yeah, he's like, don't touch over once I get past my scalp. Just braid back here.
He in the struggling hair phase, bro. He in that ugly middle stage, bro. He trying to do something creative to make it work, but it don't work.
I just feel like you too old to be having your hair look like that. But hey, it's my opinion.
No cap. But I will say, though, one thing that really impressed me is UCLA, bro. Like, to go from being in the play-in game to, being in the Final Four, that's really special. I want to say they're only the second team to ever do that. And so now that I think they put themselves in a good position. They beat Michigan in the Elite Eight by 2, where Johnny Juzang, Johnny Buckets, whatever you want to call him, dropped 28.
Johnny Blaze.
Whatever you call him, he's a bucket, bro. He got the job done, got UCLA to the Final Four. And I think this is a team that's very talented, but I want to see what y'all think about that matchup with Gonzaga.
Steamroll, honestly. Gonzaga's if they do what they capable of doing, they're going to be the first undefeated champions since Indiana. I don't think it's an accident. Jalen Suggs, the top 5 NBA pick. Drew Timme looks like an NBA veteran at this point. The way he scored in the paint, in the mid range, all that. Corey Kispert looks like Joe Harris. There's an NBA team. They got NBA talent, and they have the best offense in the country. And who has even BYU had them down in the conference tournament, I think.
Yeah,
at halftime. Jalen Suggs hit a couple threes, was all okay. So I like Johnny Blaze, whatever you call him, Vance. I think Tiger Campbell's a really good game manager, but they're not gonna be able to run Gonzaga. There's gonna be a good game in the first half, maybe.
All right, so I'm gonna get my national championship pick out of the way, talking about Gonzaga. But just because their type of run they've had this season, it reminds me a lot of 2008 Memphis Tigers, bro. Think about it. They had all the talent. You got the big, you got the wing, the scoring wing that's coming back, and now they finally got the dynamic point guard that they need in Jalen Suggs. And guess what? In the Final Four game, the semifinal, they got to play UCLA, who the Memphis Tigers had to play back in 2008. UCLA. Now they're gonna have to play a Big 12 champion. They got all the guards, all the seniors. They're coming. They're gonna be looking real good against Baylor. I'm gonna actually take Baylor to beat Gonzaga in the national championship game. You heard it here first.
I like it. I like it.
You made the DFW area happy with that one.
I really like that pick, bro, because I think this Baylor team is going to be able to take care of Houston. I think they're going to be able to really outscore Houston, even though Houston is like 4 or 5 possessions every trip down the court. I think Baylor's going to find a way to get it done on the offensive end and really get Houston up out of there. And I think when it comes to Gonzaga, yet again, as I mentioned time and time again, that veteran guard play and just the way that Baylor team is able to put pressure on opponents, I think that alone will, allow them to beat Gonzaga. So I'm going to side with you, Vance.
Nah, I mean, I like it. But I think Jalen Suggs is better than Davion Mitchell and Jared Butler. That's the only thing. And I always say the best player wins. Not necessarily, throughout the tournament, but if it gets to Baylor versus Gonzaga, which I think it will, I'll take Jalen Suggs over both of them. Quick question before we end this segment.
Yeah.
Because this Gonzaga team, because remember, before Kentucky sucked, they were actually pretty good. So, because this remember that 2015 Kentucky team, they was 38-02 and they lost in the Final Four, and then Gonzaga's in the Final Four now. So would you take, because they had Trey Lyles, Dakar Johnson, Karl Anthony Towns, Willie Cauley-Stein, Devin Booker. So would you take that 2015 Kentucky team or this year's Gonzaga team?
A lot of that comes with losing steam, because that Kentucky team probably played 40 games. Yeah. Compared to Gonzaga only playing 30 games. So I mean, like once that Kentucky team, they were blowing everybody out for literally the first 30 games. Then once they got to that SEC championship tournament, they just started barely winning games. The marginal wins just started getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Now this Gonzaga team, they haven't lost steam yet, so I'm gonna take Gonzaga just because I don't see a hole in their game at all, bro. I think they got better guard play. I think they got better big play. With guard play, Devin Booker's just, I mean, if it's one game, bro, Devin Booker could drop 35 if he wanted to, bro. So I'm going to take Gonzaga if it's a 7-game series.
With this one, I'm going to have to go Kentucky just because there's more NBA ready-made players on that team. You look at Devin Booker. You look at Karl Anthony Towns. You look at Claudia Stein. I think that's just like really an NBA team playing college basketball. You know what I'm saying? Especially the way they were, blowing opponents out the first half of that season. And to be honest, I just like that duo of Devin Booker and Karl Anthony Towns. That was unstoppable in college basketball, point blank period. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take Kentucky with that one.
I like it. Just remember that Sports Nation actually tweeted out. They actually asked if that team would have beat the 72-10 Chicago Bulls. They never recovered after that. But man, I really like Jalen Suggs' game. He's a gamer to me. 18, 10, and 8 last game. Football player, so he's tough. Not one of these fragile basketball guys. But more importantly than that, he's a top 5 pick because he's averaging 18 and 20 points a game, but his feel for the game, is not off the chart like LaMelo Ball, but he can make any pass that you need your point guard to make. And most importantly than that, he can get to the floor. He can get anywhere on the floor that he needs to anytime. So I'm not saying he's better than Cade Cunningham, but I mean, if you need a guard out of this draft after that, give me Jalen Suggs. And for this specific question, I think that actually he would have played Devin Booker. Devin Booker, he was the 13th pick for a reason. He came off the bench.
Shut up, bro. Come on, bro.
No, Jalen Suggs is a dog.
Bro.
I like Devin Booker now. Devin Booker was drafted 13th for a reason, bro. And not to say that he wasn't even bad in college, but he just he wasn't what he is now.
I mean, you say Jalen Suggs over. That's the worst. You made a lot of bad takes over this podcast, bro. But that's the worst take you ever made. Hey, bro. So like the 12 people that were drafted before Devin Booker, probably 10 of them are NBA starters. So you got number 1, Karl Anthony Towns. Number 2, D'Angelo Russell. Number 3, Jahlil Okafor. So that's one player. It's like, Number 4, Kristaps Porzingis. Number 5, Mario Arizona.
Hold on. He blocked LeBron to win a game in the guard.
Hey, facts, bro. Facts. He punked out LeBron, bro. You can't take that away from him. Number 6, Willie Cauley-Stein. Number 7, the GOAT, Emmanuel Mudiay. Yes. Number 8, Stanley Johnson. All of these are great college players, by the way.
Exactly.
Stanley Johnson was not a great
Number 9, Frank the Tank Kaminsky, who actually knocked him out. Actually knocked Kentucky out. Number 10, Justice Winslow.
Kaminsky over Devin Booker? That's bad.
Yeah, it is bad, but hey, he was hooping in that tournament, bro. The tournament builds stars. Number 11, Miles Turner, and number 12, Trey Lyles. And so Trey Lyles has
that's 3 of his Kentucky teammates drafted ahead of him on a team that he came off the bench. So if I'm an NBA scout, that's about where Devin Booker fits into that draft.
Devin Booker averaged 10 points at Kentucky. Come on now, bro. I'm not to say that he was not a great player.
DJ Jeffries averaged 10 points in Memphis.
And guess where he's at? Transfer portal U. I'm just saying, you take 2015 Devin Booker and take 2021 Jalen Suggs, both of them in college, give me Jalen Suggs. That's all I'm saying.
You sleep, bro.
So another episode of No Cap Sports, another edition of Game Balls. I'm going to start it out. I got to give my game ball to Kristen Williams for UConn. She put in a big performance in UConn's win. UConn's dominant win over Iowa, as a matter of fact. She put up 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, man. Big-time performance. But not only did she get it done on the offensive end, she got it done on the defensive end. And she was able to really put the clamps on Caitlin Clark, holding her to 21 points on 7 of 21 shooting with 5 turnovers. She was a superstar freshman for Iowa, and Kristen really got the job done on both ends. So I got to give my game ball to her.
I like it, Nick. I got to continue with the Husky pride. I got to give my game ball to Paige Beckers. She got the Gatorade National Player of the Year as a high school senior last year, came into UConn, as a legacy, not legacy pick, but as the next one continue to UConn legacy, and she's done more. She's done that and some, average a little under 20 points a game this year. And I mean, we got legends like Maya Moore and what's her name, Stu Bird talking about you as a freshman, because in women's basketball you have to either get your undergrad degree or complete 4 years of eligibility. So she got 3 more years until she's in the WNBA. But I think by year 4, I also have to say she's light years away. Old girl Sabrina Ionescu, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Paige Baker, she's legit. She's legit. Mid-range, 3, take it to the basket, like a true, what they say, 3-level scorer.
I like y'all picks. I'm gonna go another round. I'm gonna have to give it to Andre Drummond for not jumping the Nets bandwagon, bro. Like that is already too much, bro. That's if it was 2015, the Nets might go 75 and 7. Like they're that type of roster, that type of talent. They're a little bit older, but you still got that big 3. That's ridiculous, bro, with that type of roster. But shout out Andre Drummond for not jumping the Nets bandwagon and just making it impossible to beat them.
I like it. I respect that pick.
And so with that, that's another episode, No Cap Sports in the Books. Yet again, don't put too much stock into what we say, because we are not responsible for your eventual financial downturn. So with that,
they're down, bro. By 3. Stop playing.
Hey, like I'm gonna side with my man's right there. No, I'm not responsible for any financial damage that are done to you by predictions or picks made on this show.
No cap.
At least by me.
Because I ain't got money to help you.
You feel me?
I'm not putting no money on my picks.
If you join my Forex team, you'll have money.
All right. So anyway, like I said, this episode is done. Hope y'all,
booming with the scammers now.
It's crazy.
I hate it.
He got this whole Forex group, bro. I wonder how many of them watch the pod. He be on the
Zoom, that's crazy.
Learning, making the trades, but they don't watch the pod.
That's crazy.
I got 2 members that do the pod. I wonder how many in my Forex team. Think about it.
Hey, log off, bro. Log off.
Okay.
It's time to go. It's
about time to get off.
That's crazy.
And so with that, bro, we out of here, man.